kill deer. Awesome. The main spring's here. So I planted just those bulbs, and I know that there's a lot of hubbub right now about planting seeds and planting them in the fall and getting them to overwinter. I use these bulbs and I buy plants, and we're going to try the seeds too, but I've done okay with the bulbs and the plants. The plants tend to get a bigger bulb than if you plant the bulbs. We eat a lot of green onions. We like them that way. Also, with these bulbs, I've gotten up to baseball size onions, which is plenty big onion to slice. I'll slice one that's bigger than a golf ball. That doesn't bother me. The big thing about planting your garden and homesteading and growing your own food, it's only got to please you. You don't have to do it like everybody else has got to do it. You do it the way that works for you and what works for you. You don't have to do it like Cindy and I do it. You don't have to do it just like Papa Pepper does it or like Stivers do it. You do it the way that works for you and figure out what works for you. And I've figured out over the years what works for us, and this is the way the onions have worked for us in the past, and we've always grown quite a few green onions and had quite a few slicers too. And so that's what I've got going here. And I like yellow onions and red onions, and that's what I've planted. I will sometimes plant some white onions, but right now that's what I've got, so I've planted them. And now I'm going to plant these potatoes. Saw a little video here a while back where Cindy showed how we were cutting the potatoes. And so I've got these potatoes, and we've got them cut with the eyes in them, and they've dried. When you cut your potatoes, you do need to let them dry and form a pellicule on the cut part so that it doesn't rot. Let them air dry after you've cut them for at least overnight. I have been in a hurry and put them on a piece of tin out in the bright sunshine and let them dry for 4 or 5 hours, and it's worked. But you need to let them dry at least overnight and form that pellicule, that that dry surface here on the outside. You need to let them do that so that they don't rot on you, and then you can plant them. You can see the eyes on that one, they're looking pretty good. So I'm going to plant these potatoes. All right, I hope you can hear me. I'm going to go ahead, I've dug this ditch down through here quite some time ago, and I'm going to lay all these potatoes in it, and then I'm going to cover them with hay, just as deep as I can get it. That's the way we're going to try our potatoes this year. That way this year. I've done it this way and then covered that with dirt. This year I'm not going to cover that with dirt. I'm just going to pile hay real high, and then maybe just pulling back the hay. I'll have to keep putting hay on it probably as it gets wet and as it packs down, but we'll try pulling back the hay and see how our potato harvest goes. So I'm going to get started. I put these potatoes the length from the end of my thumb to the end of my pinky apart. It's about what I do. Eyes up. I'm going to plant the red ones first, and then the Yukon Golds. I've got Pontiac Reds and Yukon Golds that I'm planting today. That's all the reds, and now we're to the Yukon Golds. All right, now I'm going to start covering things up with straw. Or actually, this is old hay, waste hay from the goat pen. You can see here I've covered this with hay, the onions, and I'll show you the potatoes. I've covered the potatoes with hay. And let's see, it's not showing up real good. There's one of our Flint Hills sunsets. Little late, I got some things done and went and did chores, and I left the camera in the garden, so I came back to get it. Thought I'd show y'all what we did. Just almost down. That's almost every day here in Flint Hills. It's just beautiful. Well, I'm gonna gather the eggs and see if I can shut the chickens up and go in the house. I think Cindy's in there watching John and Angela live from Heirloom Permaculture. I'm gonna go see if I can catch the end of that. And y'all take it easy. Hide and watch.